Thanks, Melissa. As so often, Melissa has said all that needs to be said, so I will keep it very brief. 5 months ago at the White House, I was honored to stand with Melissa and say to an audience that included some of you here today, although I'm so thrilled that our gathering has expanded far beyond that group. And I said then that the mighty engines, the mighty force that is university research in this country has been turned more powerfully on questions like what lies at the very bottom of the deepest trenches of our oceans, what happens in the farthest reaches of our universe, what was the very beginning of time like. We have paid more attention and in fact know more about those questions than about the experience through research of women and girls of color in this country. Thanks to the tech savvy of Sarah Kugler, that became a meme of sorts, and in fact will be the only thing remembered of anything I ever say. And I'm very proud of that. I'm also thrilled to report that just 5.5 months later, there is sign of advance. Advance is like a group of university provosts from the Atlantic Coast Conference, athletic conference, but we like to think also one that holds academics in high esteem, devoting a significant portion of one of our meetings to this very topic. How do we advance more research on our campuses on this essential, central, as Melissa said, topic of women and girls of color? I began as a result of this consciousness raising that has been going on to track articles in social science journals across economics, sociology, political science, and law journals. And happy to report that in the last year and a half, the proportion of articles dealing with women and girls of color has doubled. It's from 0.5% to 1%, but it's doubled, and that is the right direction. I think most important in this is the reason, one significant reason, why those kinds of scientific investigations have gone forward at the rate and expansion they have is because there's a lot of money behind them. We have entire funding agencies. We have entire part of the White House, Office of Science Research, that's devoted to advancing that kind of research. And I'm thrilled that the 7-figure amount we were able to announce devoted to this research 5.5 months ago is rapidly approaching, thanks to the efforts of Melissa, the foundation she mentioned, and many of you in this room. In addition to these provosts and folks at universities who are finally getting it, that number is approaching 100 million, moving into the 9 figures, and that feels like a significant commitment. You know, money walks, and it is walking in the right direction here. So I'm particularly honored and humbled that so many of you have come here today to advance this research. I'm seeing faces and seeing names of folks I've begun to read and learn from. I'm also thrilled as one capstone to this that Melissa and I are in conversation about teaching a class together on these themes in the spring of 2017 with our colleague, the Dean of the College at Winston-Salem State, historically black university here in Winston-Salem, in a brand new space that was formerly tobacco factories in downtown Winston-Salem, being repurposed as gleaming, gorgeous classroom and laboratory space. First thrust has been lab programs, but we're excited that what we hope will be symbolically and practically the first course taught in that space will be on these themes and practices. So a powerful thanks from the heart, gratitude to you all for being here and advancing this vital work, and a pledge of commitment to continue placing this, not at the periphery, not something we get to down the list, but at the center of what we're proud to support here at Wake Forest, across the Atlantic Coast Conference, and indeed across the country. Thanks for being here today.